guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm recording from my phone because I didn't have nothing in mind to bring my camera, and lately like the quality of my camera isn't the best, so I was gonna kind of turn my camera around so that you guys can see me a little bit more. It's cool, it's different. Not a lot of people do this because of course they like to see the widescreen, but obviously it's basically the same thing, just cut out a little bit more. But yeah, I'm right now going to the store. We gotta go make a couple errands, probably stop by Sam's. I was thinking about going to Target, but I don't know. I might stop by Sam's and then just go to my local Ingles, because I will be making my favorite lasagna, my Italian lasagna, and I want to share with you guys my recipe and how I get it done. I know a lot of other people do it very differently. Of course, you know, I'm not a true Italian, but I'm sure they make it way better, but this isn't my way of how I make it, if that makes sense, and how I grew up seeing my mom make it. And I make it very different, but it's super easy to do, like super easy. I watched like another video, I think it was Yvette, she did her lasagna, and I don't know, it just got me it got me some inspo recipe for my lasagna. I've been doing this lasagna recipe for a very long time. It's nothing new. It's been around for my family for almost since I've been with my husband, 11 years. So this is something that I always had as in my my dinner menu for a long time in my family. So this is why I'm gonna go and just grab a couple things because we don't have any groceries. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm still debating because I had to go and buy the girls like a couple sweaters, things like that, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to have time for that because my husband wants me to go pamper myself. Sorry, he wants me to go and get my eyebrows done, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to have time for all of that. So that's why right now I'm just gonna go to Sam's. Target too expensive for me. Like, me and Target be having a love and hate relationship, and once I go in there and I come back out, it's gonna be a disaster. So that's why I don't even look that way. But I do need some coffee though. But I know that right now where I'm about to hit this one street in this street right here that takes me to my local Sam's, has a Starbucks, and there's a lot of people that be packed for their coffee, and I'm not usually the whole coffee person all the time, but when I need a little boost of energy, I will tend to buy me something, and plus like maybe bread or a croissant just to like ease my hunger. But we're just gonna have to leave it like that because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, because there's traffic on that side and there's always packed lines at Starbucks, so I don't want to be there all day for a coffee. So I'm gonna try to see. I mean, it sucks. Yeah, I wish that it was Saturday instead of Sunday, because that way I could have got things done. Even though it's like a busy weekend, it's easier for me to, you know, get stuff done around and be able to like get groceries. But usually I get groceries on Sundays. I don't know why, it's just a thing. And I hate groceries. I hate it. I used to love groceries back then. Like, that was my thing when me and my husband first dated. Like, that was my thing. I love groceries. I love to cook. I still do, but I don't know what came into me that I just thought, oh, you know, I like this. Now I don't. So that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to driving, and I will meet you guys probably later on. Yeah, and I'll show you guys my recipe for the lasagna. So, see you guys later. Bye. So you see, guys, it is packed. I mean, well, it's just started, because before it would be like super packed. But I haven't even checked the time. I literally got up. I'm still like half awake, half asleep type of mood. So I'm not in it. I know I had said that I was gonna see you guys later, but why not just talk to you guys for a little bit before I had to get to the store? Sometimes it's nice to talk to you guys and, you know, show you around, you know, I'm always saying, you know, and right? But it's just nice enough to show you. Like right now, I want to show you guys like the fall trees. I don't know what it is, but I'm already obsessed with fall. And just to know that the trees are just blooming just beautifully, like the color and everything, it gives me like so much inspo. Literally, the trees look like my shades. And I was thinking about wearing my other ones, like the black shades. They're kind of like a cop shades, but I was like, why not wear these? I haven't worn these in a minute. I know I look crazy and funny, but I don't care. I think this is cute. It's the vibe, and we just gonna leave it like that. I am wearing my Target jacket, and I am wearing this double OOTD fash, which is, I think, from that boutique by, what's her name? I don't know. I'll link her name down at the description, but I know her name, but so I'm not even gonna try. But I don't know what coffee to get. I normally get just regular, but I need to figure out what I need to get, because I'm debating about, should I get like the strawberry drink or coffee. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I slicked back my hair. My hair was actually in a mess. I wanted to leave it in a ponytail, but I decided I'm gonna just leave it like this. I'll show you guys the rest of my outfit when I get a chance. Hopefully soon. I've been thinking about wanting to buy like a mirror for my room, because I want to like try on some hauls, and I need a mirror that's a good length mirror for me to like see how some outfits look on me. Hopefully I'll be having like better content. For right now, I don't think this week I'm gonna be having any makeup or anything available. I did started breaking out like here and a little bit on my nose, so I'm gonna give a break to my skin, that way it can heal, and then once it's ready, then I'll start. Good thing is that I wash my brushes, so now I don't have to worry about like rewashing them during the week while the girls are in school. So I just want to focus on their school, helping them, and just keeping into a routine. I got a ton of stuff to do, and this is kind of like the week that they have that they go on break. So I need to call my sister tomorrow, because we did make plans last year that we were gonna do Thanksgiving dinner or Thanksgiving, and I need to find out like what exactly we do. But if you guys want me to vlog like our Thanksgiving day and everything, you just comment down and let me know. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And the Thanksgiving dinner we're gonna do is just a traditional Puerto Rican food. And this time around, I really want to like go all in, because it's at my sister's house. So it's just gonna be me and my sister. My parents aren't gonna be here. And my other two sisters, they're probably gonna be busy with their family. I have my older sister that's pregnant, so she's probably not gonna be able to come down here. So I gotta see. So you guys give me a second, because I'm about to order. Hi, can I get the the cafe, no, yeah, Americano Grande.
What kind of Americano? I'm sorry.
The cafe.
Alright, anything else?
Now I definitely gonna have to just suck it up. I mean, it's fine because I don't want to be later having to run back home because I gotta take a dump. So it's better that I didn't even get nothing. But I'll probably end up putting gas at Sam's because I also gotta put gas. So I had to get like a couple things at Sam's, and then once I leave there, I'll go to Ingles. But I'm first gonna see if that lady's open and try to get my eyebrows done. I mean, I think my eyebrows need like a couple more months to grow because I actually did kind of started using the razor on some part on the bottom parts of my hair, and I've been messing with them, and they kind of look now like this, which is not bad, but I don't know. I just don't want the lady to thin out my brows. Like, I like them the way they are, and whenever I do my brows, I like to keep it very simple, and I don't want it to be too thin because I don't like my brows to be too thin. I mean, I know my brows are not like bushy, or I don't have like the good brows. My oldest, she does. Like, she was blessed with good brows, but me, I just love my brows. But hopefully with this coffee it doesn't, because I didn't really get like the original coffee that I usually get because I don't know the name of it. And honestly, like, when I have to buy the drink itself, like, it be having too many names, and I don't got time to be saying all of that on the little intercom just to get my coffee. Like, I need coffee. But yeah. But yeah, good morning Sunday. God bless everybody, and may y'all have a blessed Sunday, because I know next week is going to be very hectic, and also it's going to be almost the time of Black Friday, so I just want to let you guys know. But I'm finna head out. Bye. Alright, what's up you guys, and welcome back. I just got home. I'm a little bit tired. I'm like burnt out, but I know I told you guys that I am going to be filming my lasagna recipe for you guys here on my channel. So today is going to be the day that I'm going to show you step by step how to make this lasagna. So if you guys are new, hello, welcome. My name is Christina. I do vlogs, makeup tutorial, and just life things in general. But anyways, I don't want to keep on rambling with this tutorial. It's going to be very quick and easy. I'm going to go over the ingredients and things like that. So if you guys want to stay here and stay tuned how to get this recipe, then just keep on watching, and I'll see you guys in a second. Peace. Alright, you guys, so these are the recipes that you guys are going to need for the lasagna. This is my way of how I make lasagna and how I get things done around the house. I'm so used to making lasagna because I am a born New Yorker. So a lot of times this is what I would see in my mom's kitchen. Even though I'm Puerto Rican, I do have a little side of Italian. But other than that, I just learned how to do it the Puerto Rican way, and this has been always the way that my parents have done it. My mom has done it. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys what you're going to need. So you're going to need sharp cheddar cheese, which is the finely thin one, or you can get the mixed one, whatever's your preference. I got the Italian bread, 2 Italian breads and 2 sharp cheddar cheese, because you want to mix the two so that you layer the pasta on top of the meat, and then on the top layer you're gonna need some butter, you're gonna need some Tomato sauce, I got the lower sodium one because I've been having acid reflux, so I've been trying to like stay off of too much tomato because it does have kickback of like acid reflux, and I don't want to have to go through that. So that's why I got this one. But I mean, if you like to make homemade tomato sauce, you can do that as well. It tastes even good when you make it homemade. But personally, when I'm just trying to make something quick, I just get this one. So you're gonna need Prego, ground beef. It doesn't matter, you can get lean or you can get 100% beef. I do have this bread because I will be making garlic bread, and I have this purple onion and then tomato and lettuce because I will be making a salad with the dinner. And of course you're gonna need some BARILLA lasagna. So these are the ingredients. I am missing one more ingredient. Let me pull it out. And the main course that you want to get is cream cheese. Now, if you like or prefer ricotta cheese, you can go ahead and get ricotta. I don't like ricotta because it doesn't give you like that nice tasty kickback from the lasagna. So I don't like to personally use that because it really is a nasty smelly taste. And I personally don't like it on my lasagna. I like cream cheese because cream cheese is the banger. It's what makes the lasagna bussin'. So if you guys are interested in wanting to try out the cream cheese version, I will be showing you how to do that. It's really simple and easy, and at the end I'm telling you, once you create all these the recipe together and all, you're gonna see a difference in the taste. Like, it's just gonna taste so right. I personally, like I said, don't like the ricotta because it doesn't have that taste that I like. But if you prefer ricotta, you can go ahead. If you don't, cream cheese it is. It doesn't matter what cream cheese it is, as long as it's cream cheese. That's all that matters. Another thing too, I forgot to mention, you do have to add some seasoning with the ground beef. If you prefer salt and pepper, you can do that. I like a little taste on mine, so I do use this adobo. I don't use the Goya one anymore. I switched it up. So now the one that I use is Badilla. Is really good. It tastes almost the same as the original adobo, but even better because I feel like now this brand has been coming up a lot more. So it's a great brand and it tastes better with the seasoning. And of course the main course, which is the original seasoning, is the salt and the pepper, which we're going to be adding afterwards with the ground beef. But first, what you want to do is get started on the ground beef and get started on the pots. So what I have here, I have just a pot ready with water, and I added some salt in it just so that the pasta is not so bland and it has a little bit of a salty taste, but not too salty. And I added here my little skillet because this is where I'm going to be cooking the ground beef, and I'm going to be adding the seasoning. Now, if you want onions in your ground beef, you can do so. I personally don't like putting onions in my ground beef. I just like to leave it very plain and simple because that's just how I do it here in my household. My kids love it, my husband love it, and I keep it very plain and simple, and that's just my recipe for, you know, traditional wise for our family in our home. So I don't put any onions in it, by the way. So just heat this up, let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, and then start adding the ground beef. Alright, so now that the skillet is now heating up, I'm going to go ahead and start adding the ground beef. You can add little by little if you want. I just like to just throw it all in there since my skillet is pretty big. I used to use a smaller one, that's why I would add less, like one by one. But since this one is pretty big, I just don't care to put all the meat in there. So I'm just going to grab the rest of this plate, which I'm struggling, and I'm just going to add it right into the skillet. Now that I have everything in the skillet, you just want to start smashing up the ground beef, kind of making it into pieces. That way, once it starts to, you know, turn the color that it needs to turn, that's when you want to start adding the seasoning. Or if you prefer adding the seasoning right on top, you can do so. I do it either way. It doesn't matter, but what I'm going to do is I'm just breaking this up first before I start adding my seasoning to the beef. So just keep doing this for about a couple 10-15 minutes until it's separated, basically. I don't know why, but every time I get on here, I just don't know what to say. But just do that and just continue
doing that for about 10-15 minutes until you start to notice the color and then the pieces being separate. This is going to be crazy. A lot of people like to measure their seasoning or whatever they use on their meat. I like to not go heavy-handed with the seasoning, so I like to use like a small stroke. I just go like lightly over the meat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the adobo and I'm gonna lightly just start adding it everywhere until I feel like it's good. So I would say like maybe a couple little swipes back and forth, and I think that should be good. And then once you finish, you want to go ahead and add the other ingredients, which I'm gonna probably have trouble doing. So just give me a second and I'll get you guys to see it. So now I'm going to add the pepper. This is the pepper I'm using. And you don't want to add too much pepper too, because you don't want it to be too, not spicy, but hot on your mouth. And then salt, you just add like just a couple shakes and then you're good. So after you're done, you're now starting to notice how the meat is starting to change. So you're going to just continue mixing all the seasoning until it's fully done. You can go back once the meat is done to taste it in case you prefer to add more seasoning to it, a little bit of flavor. If not, if you like it the way it is, then it's perfect. I honestly feel like I don't need to add any more flavor to it, because once I add it, I think I'm good on it, because either way, the whole tomato sauce and the cream cheese is what's gonna build the flavors all together with the lasagna. So that's why I just add a little bit of seasoning and more toppings from the pasta, the sauce, and the cream cheese. Oh, and by the way, make sure it's not too high. Have here, not all the way up, just halfway. And then once you start to see that it's browning fully and it's almost there done, just bring it back down to like a 5. So right now I have it at a 8, and then I'll bring it back down to a 5 once I finish. Alright, so while the ground beef is cooking right now, I'm gonna start doing my salad and my bread so you guys can see how I do my bread, my garlic bread, and my salad. It's pretty easy, it's pretty simple. It's kind of the same concept and it's kind of the same taste as if you go to like Olive Garden, but this one's homemade and this one is my own. It's just another traditional Puerto Rican thing that we do. We love a lot of vegetables and salads, and we like to incorporate it in our dish. So I'm going to show you guys an easier way to do it, and I hope you guys enjoy. So let's just get into it. So I already went ahead and kind of washed the lettuce. I'm going to take like one piece out because I don't really need that piece, and I'm just going to cut it in half. I'm going to cut it in half. And make sure that when you cut the lettuce, you don't cut it too thick. You want it to be like finely cut. So what I like to do is I'll use like the inside first, and I'll slowly start to cut it right in between, so that way it gives me like that nice thin layer of lettuce. And you can use lettuce or you could use any other vegetable. I just prefer lettuce because it's the original way that we do it and how I grew up learning how to do it. So this is why I do it this way. And then once you're done, you basically have it kind of like this. And what I do is I just put it in a little container. You could use whatever container you have. I just personally prefer a container like this, or a bowl. Either way it works. And then I'm just gonna space all this out. I love a lot of salad, so I don't mind it. My kids, they like salad, but it depends on what they like, but I just prefer doing it this way. So I'm just gonna keep cutting the rest of the lettuce until I get the consistency that I want. And more, I think this is done. I don't need no more. So I'm just gonna add the rest of it in here. It's pretty hard to show you guys. So I'm just adding the rest of it. As y'all can see, the rest of the salad. Then once I'm done, I just clean up.
5 my station, because every time, if you guys, if you don't know, 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 if you don't know,
want to learn something from me, and I will continue saying this, clean up your station, because you don't want to have a mess everywhere. You always clean up your station. Okay, so now that we finished with that, we're going to move on, and I'm going to use some of these tomatoes here to add into this little bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and wash these really quick. I'll be right back. And these lettuce here, this tomato here, I think these are the Roman tomatoes. I could be wrong, but try to find the ones that are chunkier. I know they have the other ones, the smaller version. You can use those as well, but personally I like these because they're more juicier, and they're more bigger, and you get more flavor and taste from the salad itself with the bigger slices of tomato instead of the smaller ones. So I prefer the bigger ones, but if you prefer the smaller ones, you could use whatever in your kitchen works best for you. Go ahead and use it. But cut slices of tomato into probably 4 or 5, 6 parts, as many as you like. And once you cut them up, I like to take out like the middle part, and then I'll just add the tomato in the bowl, or you can just leave it. I don't mind it, but sometimes my husband can be picky, but you can do that, or you can do it that way. So it should be kind of similar to that. I know it's a little bit messy, but don't worry, because we're still not done yet once I finish adding the top. Okay, now we're gonna use this onion. If you prefer white onion, you can go ahead and use it. I prefer the purple one because it tastes better, it looks prettier, and it goes with the salad. And I'm pretty sure once you see this, you kind of get reminded by Olive Garden salad. So I like to use a minimum of this, but not so much. But if you like to go heavy, you can. I'm just gonna slice up like maybe 3 or 4 of them, but right now I just cut up just a few, and I'm just gonna pop them in. So, all right, so all you do is just pop the onions into the bowl, and you can slice up 3, 4 times. I only slice up like about 3 of them, so I think that's pretty good enough. Normally I do about 4 slices, but today I'm doing 3. Another thing that I didn't mention, you can add banana peppers. I didn't buy any because I forgot. So if you do have banana peppers, you can go ahead and add that. But I think this is it. Now the last thing that you have to do is add the ingredients, which is the salt and the pepper. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit just to give it a kick on the salad. And I like to decorate it so it's nicely cooked. The salt, just a little bit of salt, not too much. And then last but not least, you want to add vinegar. Now the vinegar part, you can buy any vinegar. It doesn't matter what vinegar you get. All right, so I grab a little few of the vinegar and I put it on a medicine. I don't have no other cooking utensils for this. So I just put about almost like 10 milliliters or even more, as much as I put. And then what I do is I just drizzle it on the top of the salad. And then once I do that, I just start to mix it. Okay, once you finish, all you do is just flip the salad. If you want more vinegar on it, if you feel like it needs more flavor, you can do so. I just add 1 layer, but I'm gonna taste it really quick just to make sure the salad is good to go and it has the flavor, and I don't need to add no more. But this is how it should look once you flip everything. It should come together like this. Here. Oh, good. I'm gonna add just a little more vinegar. With one last touch. And maybe another 3rd time. Because I want the vinegar to taste really good. I don't want it to be too soggy, so just try not to put too much vinegar, because then the salad gets too soggy, and you don't want it too soggy. You want it to be just right. And it should look something like this. I have the salad, and it looks almost like the Olive Garden. So that was pretty easy. Just use minimum vinegar, and you'll have a nice bomb ass salad. So now we're coming back to the ground beef. Like I said, remember how I told you guys we needed the color. It's still cooking. It's not fully cooked. So we need the meats to fully cook all the meats good. So once it's well done, we can just put it to the side for a little bit until we boil the pasta. And after that, then we'll get the oven ready and started, and we'll start adding everything together. Everything will start coming together. So this should be pretty easy. Right now, I'm just gonna let it sit for about more, like 15-20 minutes more, until it's fully cooked, and then we're gonna move on to the pasta. Right now, I'm just waiting for my pot to have like a little bit of bubbles more than what it is right now, because I only see just a little bit. Excuse my pot, it's been going through some stuff. I've been using this pot for so long. I need to buy me a new one, so don't be judging me, okay? But I'm just waiting for it to be a little bit bubbly. So once it's bubbly, I'm gonna go ahead and start adding my pasta. Now, mind you, if you do use this pot or any pot that you have in your kitchen, make sure that you do not put the pasta on medium high, because then they're gonna stick and it's just gonna break. So you want to keep it at medium low, and I would say keep it at a 5 once the pasta starts to get a little softened. Right now it's at high because I'm waiting for it to be bubbly, but once the bubbles go away, I start to decrease the heat, so that way the pasta can cook thoroughly, softly, where once I take them out and I have to peel them off, it won't be stuck together and it won't break. Alright, so I just put the salad in the refrigerator. Once everything is done, then I'll take it back out. So just leave it in there for maybe about like 10-20 minutes. It should be fine in there. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting up these garlic, because I am going to be putting it in this crusty French bread. Another thing too, you can get whatever bread you want, whatever's your preference. This is the one that they usually have at my local Ingles, and I prefer the French bread because I feel like it has more of a crunchier sound to it, and it's very softer, and it just has like that nice soft texture to it. So that's why I prefer this bread instead. But mind you, if you don't want this one, you can find another bread. That is your preference. We are going to be using this butter to spread out the bread and add the ingredients. All right, so just cut the garlic in little tiny bite sizes. You can get about probably 5 of the garlic, but how many you want. Alright, you guys, now that I finished cutting up the garlic, I'm just cutting up just a little slice of butter, because we are going to be using the butter. You can melt the butter in a microwave if you want, or you could just leave it like this and let it melt naturally. So what you want to do first is open up the bread. It should be something like this. Once you open up the bread, you're basically going to get the butter, and you're going to start adding the butter into the bread. It's gonna get a little messy, so don't worry. If you have your hands washed, you should be fine. So now that I have this, I'm just gonna start just applying the butter inside the bread. So the garlic sticks to the butter and the garlic doesn't move around anywhere. Just put love into it. That's all you need to do. Like, just put love into the garlic. Like, if you really want this garlic bread, you gotta put some love into it. If you don't put love into cooking, then it's not gonna taste right. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the garlic, and I'm just gonna start like spreading it. But this time what I'm doing is I'm gonna tuck in the garlic really good. So this is how you're gonna do it. You're gonna grab the garlic, which is in my hand, and what I do is I just slide it in, and then I tuck in the garlic. That way the garlic is stuck in the butter, and you'll start to smell the garlic with the bread.
Mommy, that is like so pretty.
So this is what I'm doing. I learned this technique from my father. He taught me very well, and I kind of started learning on my own how to make my own garlic bread, and it just happened there. My parents been an inspiration to me in learning cooking. Is one of my greatest techniques that I have, a hobby, a gift, and I always love it. And this is why I want to continue cooking, because I want it to be a tradition for my family. Just keep on tucking in the garlic all in the butter. Once you finish with it, you're gonna turn it around, close it up, and you're gonna add butter on top of the bread. Then you want to start the oven, because you will be putting the oven in. You can cut the bread unless you want it to be bigger, but since my oven is pretty small, I'm gonna have to cut it in half and then add the bread in there. But what you do want to do is get you some aluminum foil, because you need to foil these up, that way they can cook good. So I'll be right back. Just adding the butter on the top, so that way it's golden brown and it's a little bit toasty once it comes out of the oven. I believe at 350. And you want to constantly keep looking back and forth, because you don't want to keep this in for too long, because then the bread will burn. So you can leave it about 20 minutes, I would say, and then once it's done, just remove it and you will start to see the golden brown on the top part. And by that time, the bread should be fully done before the lasagna. Now we're going to put this in aluminum foil, so I'm just going to roll the bread into the aluminum foil, and then I'm going to kind of close it up. And this is just the first bread. I put it in one of these little pans here, so I need to add the second layer. Put it in the middle. Grab this piece here, and you want to roll it, then tuck it in on the sides. Simply put this in here for about 20 minutes, 20, maybe 30, until it's toasted. Alright you guys, so I'm going to show you up close how the bubbles should look. You might not see it too well, but this is how it's supposed to look. If you guys can see some of the bubbles like right around here at the bottom, that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a little bit bubbly, but I'm going to work with that because it's already steamy and it's pretty hot. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the BARILLA lasagna. Make sure that you don't just dunk them in. You just simply add them and try to do it one at a time. Don't try to add everything at once. And with one packet is good enough, but if you feel like you need more or you have a big family, then add about two packets of this. But since it's just me and my family, I only need about one. You guys, so I just took it out the first time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just flip it, and I'm just gonna check on the bread to see how toasted it got, if it got to the golden brown that I wanted. Try not to rip it like I did. Super golden brown, but we want it toasty. So I'm gonna still leave it in for about a couple more 20 minutes. And then once it's done, it should be toasted already, and you can remove it and just leave it to the side. Alright you guys, so after it's been a couple minutes, I start to check the pasta. The pasta really should start looking a little bit like this. It shouldn't be sticky against each other. There's some part right here that's just sticked on to the pasta, but I mean really all you gotta do is just use like a spatula like this and just go in between it, and then it should kind of remove itself from the other ones. Consistency, and I did have it at 9, but I'm gonna lower it down now, and I'm gonna start applying the pasta onto my little glass container, and then we're gonna start with the ingredients. I have the sauce still cooking. It's practically done, but I'm just gonna leave it for a couple more minutes while I get the pasta ready. So now I'm going to go ahead and start applying the pasta on my glass container. And you want to put about 4 layers or 3 if your container has enough space. If it doesn't, then I would say just add 3. Add the sauce first before you start to add the beef. So I'm going to just grab a little bit of the sauce, and I'm just going to spread it around kind of sticks with the meat. I mean, the sauce sticks with the meat. So I'm just gonna apply just a little bit, not too much. That way everything just sticks. And I'm going to grab the meat. So I'm gonna grab this and I'm just gonna start spreading it.
Mom, I like those. That's my favorite. I like eating bread. Oh, those too. But I finish my bread first. I can get them. What about you?
And try to spread out the meat. That way it's not all bunched up in the middle. Because you're gonna need a lot more meat when you keep layering the pasta. So you don't want it to be too much on one spot, and you don't want too much meat on one layer. So you want to have just a little bit so that you can keep layering it up. Once you layered that up, I like to add just a sprinkle of tomato stock, just a little bit. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the cream cheese, which is right here. I'm going to cut it up with my knife, just like that. And I just grab like this piece here, and what I do is I just cut them in little pieces and I start placing them in different sections. You'll see once I finish. Alright, you guys, so this is how it's supposed to look. I just cut them up in just little pieces with my fingers and then I spread it out. This is how it's supposed to look. Now the next step that you want to do is start adding your cheese first, and then I'm just going to start spreading it. And you want to just spread it really thoroughly, like really good, so that way everything is covered. Itchy, itchy, itchy. All right, after that I spread out the yellow cheese. So now what you need to do is add another layer of pasta on top and then continue the same steps. All right, now we're gonna start spreading the pasta. I have my chef that's back, which is
It's good, Mom. I like
Sophie.
it.
All right, so we're gonna continue
Mom,
adding
it's Sophie.
this.
People know Spanish here. Dina.
All right, now we're gonna spread out the cheese. All right, that's it.
Okay.
All right, so just add the final touch to the pasta.
Then you add the cheese, you sprinkle it, just like so.
What cheese is this?
This is mozzarella.
No. Alright, once it's done, all you gotta do is just leave it in for 350 degrees in the oven and just let it sit for about 30 to 40 minutes. Once it's done, then you officially have your lasagna. So this is a taste test. So what do you guys think?
Yay! It's good!
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Up!
Okay. Alright, you guys. So I didn't finish editing the last video, but I just wanted to say that it came out good. Everybody loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Do it with your family. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So I'll see you guys next time on my next video. God bless. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.